Most people think cinematic footage comes from expensive gear. And while gear can help, that's not what makes footage feel cinematic. Cinematic footage comes from storytelling, emotion, light, movement, composition, and 100 other tiny decisions filmmakers make over time. But if you're brand new to the Sony FX30, let me tell you, that list gets overwhelming fast. So today, I'm going to simplify things. We're going to focus on 3 skills that can dramatically improve your footage right now. Not the whole story, but 3 powerful building blocks. And the crazy thing is, your Sony FX30 already has everything you need to start practicing. You just need to understand how to use them. Let's get into it right now. One of the biggest mistakes beginners make is trying to make everything sharp all the time. But movies don't work that way. Movies guide your eyes. They tell you exactly where to look. And one of the biggest ways filmmakers do that is with focus. Focus pulling is simply changing focus from one thing to another while the camera's recording. Foreground to background, one person to another person, object to face, you get it. We see this in almost every movie we've ever watched. And once you start noticing it, you'll see it everywhere. Roger Deakins, the cinematographer behind films like Blade Runner 2049 and 1917, once said that cinematography is infinite in its possibilities. And focus is one of those possibilities. It's not just about making something sharp, it's about directing attention. It's visual storytelling. Now, here's the good news for FX30 users. Your camera has one of the best autofocus systems Sony has ever made. Real-time eye autofocus on this thing is incredible, but if you leave everything fully automatic all the time, your footage can start to feel robotic. Almost too perfect, too fast, too digital. So here's what I recommend. Go into your autofocus settings and set your autofocus transition speed around 3 or 4. This slows the focus movement down and makes it feel smoother and more cinematic. Then make sure your touch tracking is turned on. Now watch this. Right now the camera is focused on the coffee cup, but the second I tap my face on the screen, the focus slowly shifts to me. That right there is called rack focus, and it instantly makes footage feel more cinematic. Not because it's flashy, because it feels intentional. Hey everybody, you might be wondering, hey, how does he do that cool rack focus back and forth between the coffee cup and my face? And that's simply using Sony's monitor and control app. So if you look right here, you can see I got an image of myself on the screen. And just like the touch screen on your Sony FX30, you can do it through there, or you can do it on this one. We can focus ourselves on the cup, or we can focus on my face. And just another great way for you to be remote, because sometimes you don't always have your camera in your hand. If you're a solo filmmaker like me and I'm filming myself a lot of the times, what's happening is camera's over there, I'm over here. How do I control it? Well, right on your phone, you can get the Sony Monitor and Control app for free, unless you want to buy the paid subscription, but you can use most of the features for free, and it gives you another way to help you become a better solo creator. Hope that helps. Now, here's another trick that makes a huge difference. Pull your subject away from the background. 3 feet helps, but we want to try and get as much distance behind our subject as we can. If your subject is standing right against the wall, there's nowhere for the focus to travel. But once you create distance, suddenly the image has more depth. And depth is one of the biggest parts of the cinematic look. Another thing I want you to start doing is shooting through objects. Plants, door frames, lights, coffee mugs, anything. Foreground blur creates layers, and layers create depth. Filmmaking is really just controlled depth and controlled light. That's why focus matters so much. Now, let's talk about the thing that destroys cinematic footage faster than almost anything else for beginners. Bright sunlight. Every new filmmaker does this at some point. They walk outside, everything is way too bright, so they raise the shutter speed, and suddenly the footage looks sharp and jittery and weird. It loses that soft cinematic motion. And here's why. Movies traditionally follow something called the 180-degree shutter rule. Don't let that name scare you. It's actually very simple. Your shutter speed should usually be about double your frame rate. So if you're shooting in 24 frames per second, your shutter should be around 1/50 or 180 degrees if you're using shutter angle. That motion blur is what makes movement feel natural. It's what our brains associate with movies and natural motion. But outside in the bright daylight, 1/50 lets in way too much light. And that's where ND filters come in. An ND filter is basically sunglasses for your camera. That's it. It darkens the image without changing your colors, which means you can keep your cinematic shutter speed and still expose the image correctly. This is one of the biggest upgrades a beginner filmmaker can make, especially with the FX30, because unlike cameras like the FX6, the FX30 does not have built-in ND filters. So you'll want a variable ND filter that screws on to the outside of the front of your lens. And honestly, for run and gun filmmaking, it's one of the best investments you can make. And if you're wondering how much ND to use, don't overcomplicate it. Just slowly turn the filter while watching your exposure meter and your image. You're looking for balance, not perfection. That's important to remember. A lot of beginners chase perfect exposure numbers and completely forget about how the image actually looks and feels. Protect cinematic motion first, then adjust exposure. Now let's move on to the final piece that ties all of this together. Lighting. Lighting changes everything. Same camera, same person, different lighting. Completely different result. And the beautiful thing about the FX30 is that the sensor is so good, you don't need a giant Hollywood setup to get great looking interviews. You just need to understand a few basic principles. The first lighting hack is the easiest and probably the most powerful. Windows. Now, I'm serious about this. Windows are amazing. Place your subject near a window at about a 45-degree angle. Now, instead of flat light hitting their face straight on, you get shape, you get shadows, you get depth, and depth creates emotion. Flat lighting feels boring because there's no dimension. But once the light starts wrapping around a face, suddenly it feels more cinematic. The second trick is something called negative fill. And this sounds fancy, but it's incredibly simple. Take a black blanket, a black shirt, a black foam board, anything dark, and place it on the shadow side of the person's face. What this does is absorb the extra light and deepen the shadows. It adds contrast, and contrast is what creates mood. A lot of beginners accidentally bounce light everywhere, but professional cinematography often comes from controlling where light does not go. And the third lighting trick is separation. You always want to separate your subject from the background. This can be as simple as putting a lamp behind them, a small LED. You could use a practical light, or even the glow of a TV. Anything in the background that you can use helps to create separation. The goal is to create layers: foreground, subject, and background. That's how you create cinematic depth in even the smallest room. Now suddenly your subject pops off the screen instead of blending into the wall. And this is huge for people filming in bedrooms or offices or small home studios. You do not need a giant studio. You need controlled light. That's the difference. And honestly, that's filmmaking in general. It's not about having the most expensive gear in the world. It's about understanding how to shape light, motion, and focus. That's what creates the cinematic look. Christopher Nolan once said, "The best education in film is to make one." And that's the truth. You can watch tutorials forever, but eventually you have to go outside, put the camera in your hands, miss some focus, mess up some exposure, fix your lighting, and learn through repetition. That's how filmmakers are made, not through perfection, through practice. So here's what I want you to do after this video. Go shoot one focus pull, go outside and use an ND filter, and light one simple interview near a window, even if it's only yourself that you're using as the subject. That's it. Simple repetitions, because every great filmmaker started exactly where you are right now, holding a camera, maybe feeling overwhelmed, trying to figure it all out, but little by little, it starts to click. And eventually, the camera disappears and all that's left is storytelling. If you found value in this video, subscribe and let me know down below which of these 3 areas you want me to go deeper on next: focus pulling, ND filters, or cinematic interview lighting. And remember this, you do not need more gear to start creating better footage. You need practice, you need intention, and you need to understand the tools already sitting in your hands. The Sony FX30 is capable of creating incredible images. So go create something beautiful. That's it for this one, and I'll see you in the next one.